CBS 2 Chicago presents our 2022 special coverage honoring Black History Month.
Good evening. I'm Erica Sargent. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate Chicago's Black history and its future.
And I'm Brad Edwards. Each step of history takes guts. And for a little Chicago boy with big dreams, his steps took him to a local firehouse. Here's CBS 2's Jim Williams.
Even 40 years later, the memories are still fresh and overwhelming.
This place saved my life.
This place saved my life, Antoine Dobson says, here at the firehouse at 11th in California. Engine 107, where as a child, he found a second home.
Jim, when I tell you, they were there, they were really there, way beyond the scope of service that's expected of them.
Today, he is Lieutenant Antwan Dobson, himself a 17-year veteran of the Chicago Fire Department. It is his life's work.
Better than winning the lottery. And I mean that literally. I'm actually living a childhood dream.
A dream kindled by his walks to Engine 107, where he would stand by the doors day after day alone. He was not yet 10 years old.
I was hanging on the outside, just hanging out, just hoping and wishing to be able to walk in. And one day, one of the firemen go, you come here a lot. Why don't you come on in?
It was a life-changing invitation. Antoine, an only child, did not know his father. His mother had him when she was 16 and gave Antoine to a friend to raise. He lived in extreme poverty.
Well, there were days that in the middle of winter we didn't have heat. We had to heat our homes with kerosene heaters. Sometimes we didn't have good running water. I have to go down to the basement to fill up empty milk jugs of water for everything, for bathing, for cooking.
The firefighters at Engine 107 became surrogate parents. They shared meals with him, gave him chores. They checked his homework, and when he strained to see the blackboard at school, they dug into their pockets.
I was having headaches in school, couldn't afford it. I had two. Now they retired chiefs. Give me $100, go get you some glasses.
The visits went on for years. Linda Turner, who would become Chicago's first black female battalion chief, was a mentor.
She was like a pseudo mother to me, made sure I was in school, made sure I stayed out of trouble. She did not play. She'll tell me, I'll take this belt off in a minute.
Mark Nielsen was here too. He would become a deputy fire commissioner and a lifelong friend.
Appreciate it.
Antoine was destined to succeed. He was, like I say, a polite young man, and I knew he was going to go places.
Antoine Dobson today is now the mentor, tutoring young black men and women through the Black Fire Brigade. And when he rolls through the south and west sides, he sees a little boy whose dream came true with the help of some kind friends.
Just me simply riding in the front seat of that fire engine and that fire truck, and I see a little kid fascinated as we drive by or at a stoplight and they give you the whole honk the horn. I'm more than happy to make as much noise as they want, because I was that kid.
Antoine has not one, but 2 master's degrees. He's studying for the fire department's captain's exam. Those firefighters who used to check his report card, Brad, they are no doubt proud of him today.
Yeah, he's made a lot of people proud and his city proud. Jim, that's a remarkable story. Thank you.
Thank you.
Erica?
Black women and their hair story. For decades, women of color kept a secret, their natural hair texture. Not anymore. CBS 2's Dorothy Tucker sat down with several Chicago women owning the moment and turning their natural hair journey into big business.
Very few black women knew what their natural hair texture looked like from a child. Many of us were relaxed from like almost out the womb.
As a little girl growing up, that's what I thought was pretty, was having my hair straight. That's what they would show, like, you know, on TV.
However, the process to get pretty, treating the hair with harsh chemicals known as perms or relaxers, can be a painful one for black women like Kim Lewis.
I started to develop alopecia from relaxing my hair so much.
The scalp burns around the edges, it's I personally would never do it again.
The late Christia Donaldson summed up a growing rage among black women in corporate America.
When I graduated from Harvard Law School, I faced a major dilemma.
In her autobiography, the lawyer-turned-author wrote, "In my mind, braids, fall locks, and crochet hairstyles were out of the question. My only option back then was to wear a wig. I regrettably conceded to white comfort and reached an unspoken, unfair compromise with myself." Eventually, Donaldson stopped compromising and took a bold step.
So I created TGIN, or Thank God It's Natural.
And she quit her corporate job.
Because I wanted to be comfortable in wearing my curls.
3 months ago, Donaldson died from breast cancer. But the multi-million-dollar company she started operates from this warehouse in Fulton Market, shipping products around the world.
I started...
Remember Kim Lewis?
I went natural in college.
Frustration also spurred this Morgan Park grad and Roseland native to make a bold move.
I was mixing my own hair care products in my dorm room. That's when I had my husband do my big chop. I mean, he took some kitty scissors and just cut off all of my hair. And it was like this low. And he left me like kind of bald on one side, but it's all right. I love him.
The husband and wife team turned products
But these will say 14 on the back.
into profits and did something many young entrepreneurs only dream of.
And will you be profitable?
They made it to Shark Tank.
And we're projecting $180,000 in profits this year.
Then they did something most contestants would never do.
Sorry, Robert.
Oh! It was a no to $400,000.
We're worth more than this. And Robert said he doesn't know anything about the industry, but he'll write us a check. And like, that's not enough, you know? We can find money. We need someone who is gonna help us be a partner in this thing and help blow it up.
Blow it up, they did. They turned to crowdfunding.
About maybe 200.
Raising millions. Today they have 2 brands, Curl Mix and 4C Only, making all products right here in Fulton Market. TGIN, Curl Mix, Mael Organics, Chicago area companies, all part of the movement devoted to natural hair. How to wash it?
So we have to rinse her out in cool water just to seal the cuticle.
Style it? Is help fuel the multi-billion-dollar hair care industry. But one Chicago company, a 65-year-old Southside legend, was completely caught off guard by this natural hair movement.
I didn't see it coming. We didn't see it coming.
Luster Products, the king of relaxers,
These are natural and...
was forced to pivot to stay in the game.
It was a dark period. You know, we were scrambling.
What did you do to be able to survive?
And what we began to do is, as we learned things, we applied them.
Today, the company produces more than a dozen natural hair care products and is a worthy competitor. And for Lewis, there's no turning back.
I will be natural until the day I die.
That was Dorothy Tucker. Join us next week for a candid discussion on black hair. We gathered a group of women to talk openly about their journey to natural hair, the good and the bad. Catch the raw conversation Monday at 7 p.m. on our streaming network, CBS News Chicago.
While we live in an ever-changing, technology-driven world, 2 mothers on Chicago's South Side are broadening minds through black-focused books. CBS 2's Stephen Graves shows us how they're working to transform their community one page at a time.
Growing up in Chicago's Roseland neighborhood, Aisha Malone could only dream of this.
Black history, we need them to know about it.
A bevy of black-centric books in one place.
I don't want what I went through to be the same story that my kid says. We didn't have this and we didn't have that. Yes, you did.
The teacher and mom of 2 sons considers Roseland a book desert.
There's no bookstore, the library, books don't touch your soul.
So she's flipping the script, newly establishing a business, Rose Cafe, for now doing book pop-up sites at markets and schools. It's all about knowledge and access.
The books can open a whole new world. And there's a lot of information. Muhammad Ali.
Verlaine Singletary owns the book joint in Bronzeville, a new small but mighty book nook with big goals.
A good 300 in here.
She, along with Malone, hoping to transform the South Side through books.
To ensure that kids have something more productive and positive to do, give them something that they relate to and they'll read.
Their work is vital as Black representation has historically been low. A recent national study by the Cooperative Children's Book Center shows about 50% of children's books published last year were about white main characters. Compare that to only 16% Black. And authors of books were mainly white, about 77%, only 9% were Black.
Without access to literacy, we don't know much. We don't know where we came from. We don't know where we can go.
Malone and her business partner, Rebecca Silverman, hoping to eventually go right into the Roseland community with a brick-and-mortar cafe and bookstore.
I think it's really important that we all read books on a wide range of people.
Understanding that leads to change one book at a time.
People still want to feed your soul with Black stories.
Flipping the page on a new narrative. Stephen Graves, CBS 2 News.
The fight to keep Chicago blues alive. I sit down with some of the best to ever do it.